Today I'm going to show you guys how I adhere my iron-on HTV to my hardcover book. Now, if you ordered this from me, you're going to be getting something that looks like this out of that envelope. Don't throw that parchment paper away, you're going to need it. Carefully remove that. Make sure that none of the stencil has perked up and is peeling off from shipping. If it is, all you have to do is really push your finger down and get it to re-stick to that plastic. Once you're happy with that, go ahead and grab your book and make sure it's facing the right way for your stencil. I like to use a piece of thick paper. This is just from a grocery bag. It gives you a little bit of a barrier between the heat source and the pages of the book, just for some added protection. I like doing that. And then go ahead and put the stencil on. It's not gonna fuse immediately or anything, so go ahead, play with it, mess around, do some measuring, make sure it's to your liking. If you ordered this stencil from my Etsy and you're putting it on a US edition of Fourth Wing, it's going to be at about 1/8 of an inch on each side. Now we need to fuse it with some heat. I've only ever used this Cricut mini heat press, but this HTV does require something that will reach 260 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, so I usually use the first or second heat setting on my mini press. Now we're going to add some parchment paper over for some protection. I like to start in the middle and just get that center adhered so it can't move as we move to the outer sides of the stencil. So I couldn't see anything and I wanted to, so I ripped off a piece of that parchment paper and I'm going to go directly across left and right to make sure that we don't get any bubbles in there, or at least as few as possible. And for this, you want to apply medium pressure. Once we're comfortable with that center, we can start outreaching to the corners. I like to start in the middle each time and go to those 4 corners, really smoothing that stencil out so we don't get any warped or bubbling. Again, we want to make sure we're applying medium pressure and going at least a little bit slow to let that heat really sink in. On those sides, I do go up and down rather than coming across from the middle, just so if they aren't laying flat, they don't fall over and adhere crooked. It's not uncommon for some areas to maybe look like they're bubbling or warped. I think that's just the heat. A lot of that goes away when it cools. But do make sure that it looks like all of the gold patterning is adhered. Now that I've made sure everything is firmly attached, I like to do a very nice once over where we go top to bottom or bottom to top at a nice pace and even across the whole cover, just to really make sure we're touching every part of the stencil. And do a once over on those corners and edges. Sometimes they get neglected. While this cools, I like to put another book or two on top to make sure those pages don't get warped in the cooling process. Once it's mostly, if not completely cooled off, I like to come back the next morning. We can do a corner test where we lift a corner ever so slightly and see if that gold is coming up with it or staying on the book. If it gives you any trouble, drop it and do another session of the heat with the parchment paper, just going across the whole thing up and down. In my experience, it always takes 2, sometimes 3 times over, but once you can lift that corner and it looks something like this, you should be good to start peeling the whole thing. I like to do each of the 4 corners first. Once I get the first one up, I throw something flat in there that will keep that plastic from re-sticking to that foil underneath. And then I do that with all of the corners. And this is just my preference. You could always lift one corner and just keep pulling down all the way until you're finished with the whole stencil. But go slow so that you can always see if a spot is not staying on the book, so you can apply heat there. If you're getting a lot of resistance altogether when you get lower, you can apply heat to the whole thing again instead of an area. I would just recommend avoiding, in this case, the top portion where you've completely taken that plastic off. And don't worry if there is resistance, there's going to be some resistance. You are peeling the plastic off. Just really keep a close eye as you do pull that you're not peeling anything else up with it. On this stencil in particular, the middle has a lot of foil that's trying to detach all at the same time, so there will be a lot of resistance here usually. Again, just go really slow, and if a lot seems to be pulling, go ahead and put some more heat and pressure only on that middle portion. Now that that plastic is completely off, you can go ahead and take a closer look. See right here, there's a couple spots that detached during the peeling process, so I'm going to apply a little bit of heat on them very delicately. I'm going to use the lowest setting and just tap the heat. I don't want to rub. That plastic is not there to protect it anymore, so be very, very cautious. In the spots that you do read here, they definitely aren't as smooth as they would have been if you had done this with the plastic still on. So only do this if the spot is really coming up and you really want to fix it. If you don't believe me, you can see that I've already messed this book up on that left side. Otherwise, this is your finished product.